Hey guys, what's up there? Welcome to United Chokros. And we are back after 2 days break and for the big game, England versus Scotland, the battle of British countries. It is going to be one of the top games, and I'm joined today by Prashant, who is going live for the first time. How are you feeling, Prashant, today?
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, just looking forward to this match between England and Scotland, the Battle of Britain, as you said. It'll be an interesting match. You know, a lot of Premier League players in there as well, a lot of familiar faces. Uh, Obviously, one of the possibilities is, of course, Rashford and McTominay coming against each other. So, yeah, it'll be a good match.
And did you get an opportunity to have a look at the lineup?
Yeah, I was just having a look at the lineups here. I mean, I've not seen the lineups in their entirety, but yeah, I do remember that England are in a 4-2-3-1 kind of a formation, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. I mean that's the formation Man United go with. So basically, let's just go through the lineup. So the goalkeeper unchanged, Jordan Pickford. The centre backs are also unchanged from the last game. John Stones and Tyrone Mings start. The wing
Mm-hmm.
backs are changed. Reece James and Luke Shaw start ahead of Trippier and Kyle Walker. The
Mm-hmm.
midfield two is Phillips and Declan Rice. So that's unchanged, and we weren't expecting any change on that. The number 10 role will be filled by Mason Brown. Again, that's a pretty good decision. Uh, the front three also is the same. Foden and Sterling on either side of the wings, and Harry Kane will be the lone striker. Surprising. The Gareth Southgate doesn't find a place for Jack Grealish, wonderful player on his day. In fact, I mean he's a top player in the Premier League. In after Fernandes and Kevin De Bruyne in the Premier League last season, he was the player who created most number of chances, and in fact he didn't even play the last part of the season. So such a big player and a complete game changer, but Southgate unable to find a place for him. Start Sterling ahead of him. Understood the starting of Phil Foden because he's played really well. But I thought Grealish should have got a nod ahead of Raheem Sterling. What do you think? I mean, is do you think there should be any change? Do you think Rashford or Sancho should have started ahead of either these two players, or it should have been Grealish or someone else?
Well, of course, the Grealish case is extremely strong because I mean, obviously, he has been a wonderful performer, not just this season, even the last season, he did really perform very well in the Premier League. It is surprising to see, but I think what Southgate prefers is that he has a certain system and a certain way of playing, and I think that's where that's why he trusts the current lineup more than getting in someone like a Grealish or a Rashford or even
Uh-huh.
Sancho, because not just Grealish, even Sancho not starting is quite a surprise to many people. So that is not exactly some. I mean, if we were on FIFA, we would play Grealish, but that's not how Gareth Southgate is looking at it.
Yes, I mean it's just not about FIFA. I mean Grealish overall as a player is I think better than Foden and Sterling. Foden has the
Yeah.
capability to go ahead of him in the future, but right now Grealish is a top player, and I think he should have gotten a nod ahead of Raheem Sterling. That's what I feel.
Right.
Apart from
Yeah.
that, I don't think there's any change that should have been made. I disagreed with Southgate in terms of wing backs in the last game, Walker and Trippier. But now I completely agree. Reece James, and Luke Shaw have been a brilliant form for the respective clubs. Top wing backs, and today is the day that they need to start the best players. And I think that's a very wise decision by Gareth Southgate. Looking at Scotland's lineup, do you couple of surprises? Kieran Tierney is back, top player for Arsenal, can play a centre back and a wing back as well. But of course, the wing back position is occupied by Andy Robertson. Now, surprisingly, Scott McTominay started as centre back, and Gilmore, the player from Chelsea, is got to play in the centre of the park. So, how do you see? I mean, this new challenge for Scott McTominay. Will he be able to live up to it? Because the last game, when he started as a midfielder, he was not. He was pretty okay. He was not all that good as well. But yes, today he's playing as centre back. Do you think? Do you expect any top performance from McTominay, or you think that it's not going to help him because he's more of a box to box midfielder?
Yeah, I don't really think it's a good fit for him. I think it's just something. maybe he wanted to shoehorn the other player. Uh, Sorry, I forgot his name, but uh, the Chelsea player that whom you were talking about,
Gilmore.
Gilmore. Yeah, sorry. So maybe he just wanted to shoehorn him into the starting lineup,
Hmm.
and that's why
Hmm.
he has forced McTominay into centre back.
Hmm.
But I
Hmm.
don't really think that centre back is his position. I mean, he plays center defensive midfield for us, and we still have problems with that. So him having a centre back, it would be something that the England lineup will be looking at, and they might even target him.
Yeah, I mean you're right because England centre forward is none other than Harry Kane. So it's
Exactly.
going to be a very hard task for the Scottish defenders. Because keeping Harry Kane a top striker in the world, one of the best strikers that is there right now. So keeping him out is going to be a very difficult job. So let's see if the combination of Tierney, McTominay, and Hanley can outclass Harry Kane, Foden, and Sterling. So it'll be an interesting battle, but yes, I can see Scotland most I mean, very happy and wanting to play out with passion. They want to win this game. England do have an upper hand in terms of the squad and the quality of player that they have, but it's going to be an interesting battle, and I don't think Scotland will let it go that easily.
Well, I think it's more like, see, on paper, at least, not just on paper, but even in terms of quality overall, I think the English side is much stronger. But because of because of the emotions involved, it may just turn out to be a slightly cagier game. Uh, Maybe it would be something like 2-0 to England. I remember a few years ago when England and Wales had met each other. Now, I don't really follow international football. No one follows football much anyway, so I guess I'm on the same page with everyone else on that. But when I saw that match, it was like people were saying that England would go into that match with a mindset wherein they are a Premier League side and they are meeting a lower division side in an FA Cup side, and that's the kind of mindset that I think England will come into even with this, simply because of the fact that uh, I mean, again, Scotland and England, their sides are very, very different. The difference in their quality is vast. So I think England should easily get past this.
All right, and the game has begun in the first minute, and AB is here. Says hi, DV and Prashant. Hi,
I
AB. I
Abhishek.
hope you are watching the match. It's going to be fun. Foul at the beginning as well. I think it's a foul on Luke Shaw. What
Yeah.
was a hard tackle and immediately a free kick for England. So, what's your score and prediction, Prashant?
2-0 to England, I think.
Yeah, I do feel the same. It's going to be 2-0 for England, unless England pull something strange like they did last time when they played Iceland in Euros. So yes, let's
Yeah.
see if England can keep
Or
their
when they played Nigeria in the World Cup a few years
yeah,
back.
I mean the major they do it pretty well in the qualifiers, but in the major tournaments like Euros and World Cups, they struggle a lot. I don't know. I think it's just the nervousness of playing in world competition like that. Uh, so yeah, because they've had some of the best sides in the past and they haven't managed to win the World Cup. Because I remember in 2006, what a wonderful side they had: Lampard and Gerrard and Rooney, Terry, Ferdinand. What brilliant team they had, but they couldn't manage to get past in the qualifying round as well. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's about England's misery in the major international tournaments. Let's hope they can overcome that and produce a strong display today and get into the next round.
Yeah. Well,
England are
yeah.
having the ball. Mhm.
uh, it reminds me of another incident. I think it was 2010 when that famous Lampard incident
That's
happened.
2000. I think 2006 it was.
What
2006 or 20, I'm sorry, 2010. Yeah, 2010. The
was it?
Lampard goal was
2010?
ruled out.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, in South
yeah,
Africa. Yeah.
yeah, right. And the commentator was like, "Yeah, thank you," said Blatter.
Mhm.
Uh, and yeah, that was when they were really starting to make case for goal line technology, and obviously that could have been a huge turning point. But yeah, that's the kind of luck England have had. in international competition. So let's see
and
how
and,
they're doing.
and I think it's just not luck. I think luck is, yes, maybe a bit of 10% of luck, but 90% England have got to blame themselves for what they've achieved in the past in the major tournaments. They really don't turn up. They get nervous. It's not that they don't want to play. They try their best, but nervousness of playing in the major tournament takes toll on them, and somehow they're not able to perform. I thought in the last World Cup they did really well. They got into the semi-finals, and I mean, that was one of the best performances. But then again, choked in semi-final. They should have easily beaten Croatia. But then yes, now they're looking a really really good team in this competition, and they are one of the top contenders along with France and Portugal. So let's see if they can produce the display. That the team that they have on the lineup is one of the best, I think. I mean, look at the bench strength that they have. I don't think any team except for France or Portugal have that kind of strong bench strength. So let's see if they can get past the Scottish defense. It's a nice chance, and somehow England defenders managed to keep it out.
Uh, yeah, I mean, speaking of the England squad, if you look at it, they are one of the squads who have like the least number of players who play abroad. Oh, they
Yeah,
almost scored.
yeah.
Okay, I think my coverage is a little lagging a little bit, but
That's
yeah,
okay.
Scotland just took a shot, right? Is that
To a
the one you
shot.
were
Yes, yes,
saying?
yes, yes, yes. That's
Yeah,
right.
okay. Yeah, so yeah, well, it was a close one. Defender, fortunately, he did actually uh, clean it out, and it didn't deflect into the goal.
Correct.
Fortunately, okay, Scotland are on the attack again. Okay, again, England have handled it. Okay, a good positive start by Scotland here. Uh,
Yes, yes. They will look up to the captain, Andy Robertson. I think he's one of the best left backs in the world. Of course, Luke
yeah,
Shaw will have something else to say about it. But yes, he is a top left back, and coming from Hull City and then getting selected for Liverpool, getting his dream transfer done, and then playing so well, win the Champions League, win the Premier League with Liverpool. He's achieved almost everything at the club level, and now looking to do something good at international level as well. The captain, and I think uh, all eyes will be on Aston Villa's John McGinn as well. What a brilliant player he is, and along with Robertson, McTominay, and Che Adams, these are top players Scotland will be looking up to. England are on the ball now.
uh,
By the way, all our viewers, we will be going live tomorrow as well. It's a big game between France and Portugal. That's one of the top games of this tournament. The game that I am looking forward to. So yes, it is going to be fun. So I think Prashant, will you be there tomorrow to join us for that
yeah,
game?
definitely, definitely. I should be able to join up tomorrow as well. I believe the game you're referring to is Germany Portugal, right? Uh,
I think it's No, I think it's France, Portugal. I think it's not Germany, Portugal. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Portugal, Germany. Sorry.
yeah,
My bad. Hungary
Portugal,
is playing
Germany.
France. Yeah,
Yeah,
Portugal,
and Hungary
Germany.
are
Yes, yes.
playing France, and yeah,
France,
but
correct.
obviously that is a group of death. So every match in that particular group is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So we can,
Yes.
I mean, any match will be watchable as well. Uh, Fortunately, it's happened that international football is not as boring as it used to be, thanks to the
Correct.
improvement in the club level as well. So yeah, it'll be good to watch, and obviously all Titans in there, right? Portugal, Germany, France, even Hungary are not really a minnow side.
Correct. They did play
So
really well against Portugal. They did lose 3-0, but they didn't concede till the 84th minute. Yeah. So
84th minute exactly.
they
So
did trouble Portugal a lot. And yes, AB says correction. Tomorrow is Portugal versus Germany. Yes, you're right.
yeah,
My bad on that.
mm,
And but yes, I am looking for that Portugal France game. I think that is going to be the biggest game in of the group stages, and one to look out because both the teams are top favorites and would want to win the league, would want to win this Euro and go further. And I think it's a foul. Yes, Calvin Phillips. Prashant, what do you think about this Calvin Phillips? I mean, from Leeds United. What a wonderful display he had in that first game of the Group D, and he was man of the match, and He also provide an assist. Do you think Man United should go for a defense? Since Man United need a defensive midfielder, do you think is he the right kind of player?
Well, he will be difficult to snatch up simply because of the fact that he plays for Leeds, right?
Leeds United,
Uh,
yes, yes,
so,
it's a big thing. Yeah,
yeah, it's
he's a, and I think it's a Leeds home. He's a Leeds homegrown boy.
yeah,
So it'll be very
yeah.
difficult.
So,
It's not that we've not done before. Rio
Rio
Ferdinand,
Ferdinand,
Alan Smith,
yeah,
both have come from Leeds, but it's not going to be all that easy. The rivalry is there, Leeds and Manchester United. But yes, a top player, and I think he will. I don't say that he is as good as Declan Rice, but I think he will be doing a better job than McTominay and Fred. That's what I feel.
yeah, definitely. But then I've been following Calvin Phillips. Like I knew the first time I saw him was in the Amazon Prime documentary, uh,
Hmm.
uh, which which features Leeds United. So
Hmm.
he looks to be a good player. He has all the attributes we are looking for in a CDM. But
Correct.
again, if you talk about CDMs that United are being linked to, then we are also linked to Locatelli, right? From
Yeah.
yesterday's game,
It's not a link. It's not a link. I mean, just because the Locatelli is a top player. He's had a brilliant season with Sassuolo, and
Sassuolo. Yeah,
he's playing really well for the Italian national team. So any top player who's playing well and is on the best will always be linked to a club like Man United. But to be honest, there's no reliable source that Locatelli will be joining United, or
yeah,
will be linked to, or Man United are scouting him. So not that
yeah,
case. Here's a comment from AB. He says, "I support Portugal, but Germany should win and spice up the group." Oh yeah,
yeah. That would be interesting. Actually, if Portugal does win tomorrow, they would be pretty much qualified for the
the
next round.
favorites. Correct,
So
correct.
that
They
would
are true.
actually,
Mm.
yeah. So that would actually mean, it would also take the fizz out of the France and Portugal game, which you were talking about.
Correct.
Because once
That is right.
Portugal, the way they play, you can be pretty sure that when they face off France, knowing that they have already qualified, that would mean that Portugal would be happy with a draw and they would not play with the same tempo. I mean, they
Mhm.
anyway don't play with a tempo. That's a different thing. But then that
Mhm.
would
But
actually
but
encourage
even
themselves
France don't
to
play
go
with the tempo,
strong.
because I saw that game against Germany. Germany had possession. France were looking to defend, and it was more of a counter attack. Like Pogba looking
Yeah,
to supply Mbappe using pace, and it was all about Pogba and Griezmann who were looking to supply, and Mbappe running, and maybe Benzema the short mount and goes for a corner. And yeah, they're trying to use Pogba's distribution and Mbappe's pace to hit Germany. And Germany had most of the possession, but were unable to trouble France, because France defense was brilliant. Anybody who had doubts on Rafael Varane's fitness, or
yeah,
anyone feels that he's not the top defender he was, you need to go and watch that game against. What a performance by Rafael Varane. Paul Pogba was given the man of the match, but I think Varane was deservedly man of the match. Brilliantly played. He did not make any error at the back. Was so organized along with Kimpembe. They just end up scoring. It hits the bar, and Scotland survive here. What a brilliant header! Let me check. Who is
okay,
it? Let me show the replay. It was a
all
brilliant
right. I
corner, and
think there. Okay,
Stones it was, I think.
Roy Johnstone. Yeah, yeah, right. Okay,
A
Scotland
brilliant
can.
header, but hit the crossbar, and Scotland survive. Survive.
Okay, I mean,
Sidebar.
yeah, it was Johnstone. Yes, it was Johnstone who
Yes,
missed it.
AB says Stones. Yes, absolutely. So yes,
Oh, wow, that's
Scotland
probably
get a
how.
lifeline here. Scotland did
Yeah,
get a
well,
lifeline here. Let's see how
exactly,
long they can hold it.
exactly. Now, see, with the attacking prowess that England possess here, like, uh, regardless of how they do in big tournaments, this is Scotland that they are playing against, so they will be, they are going to perform well here. I have a gut feeling. It's like, pretty much like an India Pakistan thing, where because they have the sentiment is kind of similar
Again,
because
Mount
England
goes
and
close.
Scotland they are technically part of the
Hmm.
same country, but they have a lot of internal feuds between them as well. So
Correct.
it's gonna so it is that kind of a match. So England in those terms, I don't think they'll uh, miss any chance here. Okay, they all right. Let me see who's this. They again had a shot.
Mount, yeah, they
Uh,
had a mounted go
they had
close,
another
was
shot.
not able to
Yeah,
control the ball.
yeah. They exactly. So I think sooner or later it's only a matter of time when England score. If it does so happen that Scotland do score, they do manage to score the counter, which I think they have already planned for. That would be their plan. That they sit on the counter and once they get the chance, they just try and convert it. Uh, if they do it, then well and good. But I don't really see uh, uh, any signs of that
It's a
happening.
brilliant pass and not able to reach, and Pickford easily catches it.
Okay, but this is the thing with England that I've noticed in a lot of games that they play in phases. It's almost like they are managing a game. Now, if you saw Italy yesterday, okay, yeah, as you said, not able to reach now. Like if you saw Italy yesterday, they were playing probably closer to a tempo of City or Liverpool side. They were pressing all the time. They were attacking
Correct,
and attacking.
correct. It's more of a
Obviously,
Liverpool
yeah,
mentality. They press a lot, press a lot.
right, exactly. Now, that might even be, it's another argument that whether or not it was due to the fact that they were up against teams like Turkey and Switzerland, they weren't at their best either. But then, if you see England, they'll be playing in phases. So they'll be dominating right now for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then they will themselves just fend themselves off. They'll just slack off for some time. They'll just start sitting back, and then again maybe after some time they'll have another phase where they are dominating. So that's how England have been doing.
Yes, absolutely. And since you're speaking about Italy, let me remind people: Italy. A lot of people are not talking about Italy. We're talking about Portugal and French and the English, and Belgium and Netherlands. But no one's talking about Italy. Italy are really good side. They're so well organized defensively. I know they just played against Turkey and Switzerland, but none of the sides are minnow or in fact Switzerland's a really good team. They've got some really brilliant players in them. So yes, Italy are someone who have not been appreciated that much in this tournament, but they've so organized defensively. They know what they're doing. Everyone knows their job really well. The midfield trio of Jorginho, Locatelli, and Barella have been so brilliant, and I think Italy are one of the teams to look forward into this tournament when they
They
go into the
also
knockout
have
stage.
Marco Verratti who's returning, by the way.
Yes, Marco Verratti is going to return, but I think they will continue with Jorginho, Barella, and Locatelli. All the three are so brilliant, so calm on the ball, composed. They don't panic and they know where the players are. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, I really love the way they play.
It's just a thing with I've noticed not so much with the French team, but like mainly I've seen this team with German and Italian players that no matter how bad they are domestically, when they put on that national jersey, they are at their best. And those are two sides who seem to know how to win these tournaments. Like again, as you mentioned, Italy may not be the favorite for the tournament. Maybe they are not being appreciated, but at the same time, historically, Italy are just always there or thereabout. Italy and Germany, they are always like there or thereabout when
Correct.
it comes. So they just know how to win these tournaments. It's just
Yeah.
there in their blood almost. So it's the same thing with Germany. Like obviously the standard that the German fans expect, right? The the minimum is at least qualifying for the semifinals, and that is how they have been. Like even when they have not played well, they've almost always been in the semis of a tournament. So uh, yeah, that is something with those sides. And okay, here they're like where I'm watching, they're showing the header again,
Yeah.
where it hit the post.
Nice long ball here to Foden. Controls it and goes wide. Should have scored. Should have scored. I think you'll see it now in a couple of. And he was offside as well. He was offside.
Okay,
A nice ball there from Reece James on the right hand side.
okay, yeah, I see it now. All right, so it's being controlled. Okay, yeah, it's been controlled. Okay,
Offside.
Phil Foden misses it.
England nil, Scotland nil is under 18 minutes and still no goal. England have other team who come close to scoring a goal from the John Stones header and hit the sidebar. So let's see if England can manage a goal before first half, or can Scotland pull up an upset.
Absolutely. Well, just a second.
Prashant is out for a minute here. Yes.
Uh, Apologies for that.
No
Uh,
problem.
yeah. So, sorry, DV, you were asking me something. Can you please repeat that
No,
question?
which is talking about um, can England score a goal before halftime, or will Scotland pull up an upset? Go into the halftime with a goal, or will it be a nil-nil? Because from where I'm looking, England are calm. They're not worried about. They know that quality their side possesses. Slowly getting into the box and keeping the possession right now. Here goes Luke Shaw, brilliant run, gives it to Mount, crosses it, but nicely taken by McTominay. It'll be a corner for England.
Okay, I'll just, I mean, that will just appear on my screen now. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's good that like they've got off to a good start. The game has been open. Even Scotland have at least they've not exactly been
Hmm.
they've not been shy of hitting them on the counter when they've had the chance. So they have also done that. So it's been a good watch so far. Uh, Obviously, well, goals are going to be at a premium, but at least it's been fun.
And Scotland clear the lines. Then they look for a counter attack, but England keep out the danger, and the ball is back with England. Under 20 minutes, and the scoreline still nil-nil. Luke Shaw. I somehow feel that Luke Shaw is going to have a brilliant tournament. The run just now he took and gave it to Mount, clear making clear cut chances. And I think he's the best left back option right now Southgate has, because Chilwell is really good. I mean, no doubt about that. But the thing about Luke Shaw is he's really balanced in terms of his defensive abilities as well. Chilwell is really good going forward, but Shaw is more of a combination of both. He's equally balanced defensively, can charge in forward and put in across. So brilliant left back, and I think he's last season he was the top left back in Europe and had a brilliant season, and that's why he got a call for the England national side.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really, really so. It's not just that we are happy as a United fan to see him stay so well, but specifically with the season that he had under Jose, where Jose was he never missed a chance to take a swipe at him. So uh, and of course, he was doing pretty well when he joined with under Van Gaal and then got injured. So he is finally living up to the potential. And this is the Luke Shaw that we signed from Southampton. I remember when we actually signed him, I was very excited because I saw how well he could perform for Southampton. And now here he is doing the same for United. So that's something we really should be glad that Ed Woodward managed to sign him up
Yeah, I remember, and he and I think and Herrera was signed on the same day,
on
so
the
they
same
both
day. Yeah.
joined together. And in that, I mean, that was both were signed before the manager Van Gaal was announced. So yes,
Yeah.
two of brilliant signings. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep a hold of Ander Herrera, and he left. But yes, Luke Shaw is now coming to his best. The free kick, and England clear it out. Another disappointing, phase for another Man United player, Henderson. Dean Henderson was ruled out due to an injury. We thought that he will at least get a opportunity to be in Euros with England, and but unfortunately he's damaged his hip and is returned back to Man United for getting recovery. So yes, and a lot of Man United players are going to miss. Maguire did miss the first game, and now is on the bench for this one. So yes, so is the case with Donny Van de Beek. Poor lad did not get to play and thought that he would impress for national side, and uh, prove everyone that the caliber, the quality that he has. But again, he got injured and won't be able to participate in Europe. So a lot of Man United players getting injured, but yes, some of the players have been brilliant. Fernandez has been brilliant. Pogba has been brilliant, and I think today is a day for Luke Shaw to shine and rise and shine is what we say. So yes, let's see England
Uh,
keeping the ball.
Speaking of managers, GV, have you heard about the manager situation at
Tottenham
Tottenham?
massacre. Tottenham
Yes,
massacre. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no one wants to be the manager. So I don't know because I think the Gattuso was the ninth manager to be linked with Tottenham, and you know Tottenham ended not signing him. And so many managers from Pochettino himself to Nagelsmann, Flick, Ten Hag. Who else was it? I think it was Conte refused. Conte
Conte
declined the because of the prospect that they were offering was not ambitious and convincing for him. And then we all thought that Paulo Fonseca, the deal was done and he was going to become, but then something changed about the money part. Where the tax was involved. So he was not going
uh,
to get that benefit on his salary, which he was going
also
to get in
ticket
Italy.
sector as well.
Yeah. So
There
yeah,
was
that
ticket
so and that ended in him canceling the contract, and then we thought that maybe Gattuso will end up signing, but then Gattuso also refused. So yes, a lot of managers, nobody wants to sign for Tottenham, and somehow I feel, I know I do know that our situation at our club is not all that good, and we've done pathetic things, and managers have not been back, but I feel Tottenham are worse than us, and
yeah, they are
Daniel,
mockery
yeah,
of themselves here. Uh, the thing is that, as you mentioned, like they've been linked with a lot of managers now, because Fabio Paratici has come into the picture. He
correct,
will be taking interest in a lot of Italian managers. So I expect going forward, and there's also a very huge George Mendes angle in that
yeah,
apparently. Uh,
correct.
so uh, so I would expect a lot of Italian and Portuguese coaches to be linked with Tottenham going forward, and ending up with Sam Allardyce.
You never know. That might even
Uh,
end up happening. So yeah, and crazy things going
yeah,
on at
exactly.
White Hart Lane.
So if Sam Allardyce is coming to Tottenham, I'm pretty sure that Harry Kane is gonna reject all the offers that he has on table, and
No,
he's
I
gonna
think
select them.
from what I know, from what I've heard, and even Romano has said on his interview that no matter who the manager is, Harry Kane's situation may not change. He wants to leave and he wants to play in the Champions League. So I think Man City are top favorites to sign him. Man City do want to sign him, and he is a number one target in the this summer transfer window. And I think they may even end up offering a player in swap plus money. I think Gabriel Jesus or another player may be offered to Tottenham Hotspur plus the cash amount. Let's see if Man City can get over the line. But yes, if Harry Kane joins Man City, it's game over. Look at the De Bruyne and Gundogan feeding him, and Kane is already scoring 20 goals when he's playing for Tottenham. Imagine what he'll be doing for Man City. So yeah, the idea of Harry Kane joining Man City really scares me, and it's not that we're doing really well in the transfer window. Yes, let's see what Man United can do, and I think other clubs, Man City and Chelsea, who are our closest competitor next season, who will be, are doing pretty well in the transfer window, and they already have a squad, and they're going to again add few better players. So is going to be Liverpool. So yes,
Yeah.
let's see.
And speaking of players linked to City, even Jack Grealish has been linked to them.
Hmm.
In fact, I have a gut feeling that the deal is already done, and as soon as the Euros are over, he will get the transfer done. Unlike what's happening with Sancho, it will not drag. Uh, it
Yeah, I
would be
mean, I think we are the only club who drag deals so far and so long. Sheer incompetence, and it's not just this is what and Sancho is. We've been doing that over the past. So many players, we take ages and ages to sign them. We at times have missed out on players because of that, and we don't learn the lesson. And with the Sancho thing, a nice ball there from Robertson, but Reece James is there. we don't learn from our mistakes. We keep on. Last year, we all know what happened. Borussia Dortmund literally mocked us, and they stopped. I mean, I don't blame Dortmund for that. They were pretty open about it, transparent that this is the deadline, 10th of September, August, I think, was the deadline, and 120 million euros or nothing. They were very clear about it. And if Man United didn't have the money, they shouldn't have wasted the entire transfer window, on one player that they would not end up signing. They underestimate Dortmund's. They thought Dortmund will break down. We all know how Dortmund is. When they, in fact, Aubameyang and Dembele made a huge mess, and they were not ready to train with the team, and Dortmund didn't have enough. didn't ma- Dortmund literally said, unless and until the club pays that money, you're not going anywhere. And Barcelona had to play that 130 million euros. And Harry Kane misses the header. That is a sitter he's missed. Absolute sitter.
Okay, I'll just see it in
That's a,
okay, yeah, here it is. Oh,
should have scored there. Should
I
have
think
scored.
it
Should
is
have
like
easily scored.
he just mistimed his jump there.
Yeah.
He wasn't timed correctly as he should have. Um, yeah, so talking, coming back to the point you were making, yes, about Dortmund. Dortmund are a selling club. They have a culture of selling these players. Either now they are selling them abroad because they realize that there's more profit in that. But even before them, they always had a culture of selling some of their best players, like to Bayern Munich, if not anyone
Mhm.
else. So
Correct.
they have a selling culture, and they have made huge profit from them as well, which they will reinvest in the squad. So,
Mhm.
but on the hindsight, maybe United were wise to not spend that much on Sancho last year. Just talking in terms of the spending, not that they were correct to drag the
Mhm.
spending window on him, but sorry, the point being that at least they are getting him for cheaper this year. That's the only plus side of it. The other thing being that uh, yeah, Dortmund will have other options as well, even for Sancho.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
really wanna Dortmund just wanna sell him. They know that there will be other suitors, so United better buck up with regards to that. And I hope that Sancho, because Sancho is an Englishman, he works out for United. But you know, the recent
Yeah.
signing, the history that we have of players coming from Dortmund hasn't been very
Not
good.
very good.
Mkhitaryan
Correct.
and Kagawa
Yeah.
are referring to. So let's hope that works out.
Scotland do go close here. A nice shot taken, and you know Pickford was there to save it. AB says Sterling is losing possession easily. Yeah, the thing about Sterling is he's not been in the top form. And last game also he did score a goal, but that was just a tap in, a sheer tap in. And I think you put Rashford there or you put any winger there, he will end up scoring that. That was an easy tap in. Overall, as a player, he didn't have a good game. And let's see if this he can change that today because Sancho's waiting on the wings, Rashford's waiting, Grealish is waiting. So he doesn't do well. I think Southgate will end up changing. Nice turn by Kane, but not able to control it, and Scotland deal with it. The thing about I think Duncan Castles rightly if you follow Duncan Castles on uh, Twitter, you will read at least something that he said about United is so good. United are trying to politicize the transfer window. What they're doing, it's a nice ball there, but Foden unable to control it. What Man United are trying to do is in the transfer window, they're trying to politicize it. I mean, they're trying to build up the Sancho hype so much. I mean, now along with Sancho hype, in a couple of days we got the hype of Rafael Varane. From what I'm hearing is they put in a bid of 50 million, and that was rejected by Real Madrid.
Madrid.
So
Hmm.
I think it's more than what we're doing. We're trying to show that much and trying to calm the storm that has already been hit Old Trafford, and they don't want to sell. They don't want to make. They want to make sure that there's no further anger from the fans that's been shown, and they don't end up doing what happened towards the end of the season. So from what I feel is there's just a marketing thing that they're doing and trying to uh, calm the storm and make sure that hype the Sancho deal so much. And yes, for what I see is we will end up signing Sancho, but then I don't think we will have time to sign other players, and we will end up signing second or third choice or even fourth choice centre backs or defensive midfielders. So that's what my scare is, and we all know that winger is not the position that Man United struggled last season. We struggled too because we didn't have a top centre back, and neither did we have a top CDM. So yeah, yes, Mount crosses it in, but it's a weak cross and cleared by Scotland. Tinky Winky says good vibes. Thank you. His Mount. A nice ball to Raheem Sterling, unable to control and bring it down and goes away. It's 34 minutes into the game. The scoreline is still nil-nil, and England have had the better chances in the first half so far. Yes, Scotland have attacked a couple of times and tried to score a goal. Looking like an interesting match. And we thought that England will dominate the possession. Yes, they are, but Scotland are not holding back. When the opportunity is presented, they are attacking. Here they come again. It's a nice ball, and Kane chasing the ball, but
Do you
Tierney
think
clears it
that
out.
Sterling is probably lacking the confidence of because he has not had that good of a season behind him? It's just that Gareth Southgate is trusting him, and in the last game he repaid that trust. But uh,
Yeah, I mean, I thought after scoring that goal, we should have had you know, uh, up his confidence should have been better, and I thought he will do well today. But he's not up to we know the Raheem Sterling that we know. He's so good on the ball, dribbling is so good, his crossing at times is really good. But today we're seeing a different Raheem Sterling. So let's see if that
yeah,
changes. AB
okay,
says
maybe
Grealish or Rashford could come in next half. Yeah, we do hope so. That could happen. Or even Jadon Sancho. Because we need someone on the wings who can cross, who can take a shot, who can make things happen. And I think Sancho, Grealish, or Rashford, either of these players, will come in the second half. So let's see. There's Luke Shaw on the left hand side. By the way, I haven't asked you, Prashant, who are you supporting in this Euro? I mean, who do you think? Who's
uh,
your favorite?
I've always been a fan of Italy. Would you believe I actually I was supporting Italy way back in 2006
Uh huh.
when they actually ended up
They won
winning
the
the World.
World Cup. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, this time they are actually more attacking than they've ever been, but there's a charm about them, the way they play. Even the defensive game that they play, there's a certain charm about it. It's not like the defensive game Jose plays, for example. It actually it's so good that it's good to watch. It's like Test cricket, for example. It's not always big shots and boundaries, but then it's still good to watch. It's always a good contest, and that's what Italy are to me. So I've always been an admirer of Italy, and even in this World Cup, I'll be supporting them in these Euros. Forgive me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and a lot of people love Italian teams, and I remember one of my friend, he's a dire Italian fan, and he watches Italian Serie A regularly. He doesn't watch Premier League. Very rarely you find people who love football in our country in India don't watch Premier League but watch the other leagues.
Yeah,
There are very few people who do that, and especially Serie A, not a lot of people are fans. Trust me, honestly, I don't watch that much game. That I do watch some games, but not as much as I watch the Premier League or maybe the La Liga. But yes, he's a diehard Italian fan, and he's even I mean, back in 2006 when Italy won the World Cup, he did have a son that time, I mean, he named his son Fabio after Fabio Cannavaro.
Fab-
So I do remember.
uh,
So yes,
oh,
so he did name, in fact, his son after the Italian captain. So he did have son that time in 2006, and he immediately, when the son was born, he immediately named him Fabio. So that much love he has for the Italian national side, and he loves watching them. He supports them every World Cup. He does make sure that he gets his Italian shirt on during the international tournaments, and he normally, I mean, he's not someone who will support the club of football, and he does love watching the Serie A, but he's mostly a neutral fan, and when it comes to the international game, he's always active, and he supports Italian side a lot. The Scottish corner here, Robertson will take that. Imagine Scotland scoring from this corner.
yeah, it would be it would be
Imagine,
quite
imagine McTominay scoring from this corner.
oh yeah, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Let's see what happens. Okay.
Robertson with the corner,
Yeah,
and
on
Pickford
my
punches it out.
okay, my on my screen, the corner hasn't been taken yet. Uh, okay, so the other thing that I'll tell you about it, DV, is that even it's the same point which I was making earlier. So the Italian team, right? Italian team has a lot of homegrown players. Yes, and even England has a lot of players which are like, when I say homegrown, I mean the fact that they are still playing in the domestic league. Now England also has that, but then England, actually, the thing with England is that because their players, they just play in the Premier League and they don't have that much exposure. Wherein, in if you talk of the Italian players, it seems that they almost came ready for the exposure that they receive, and even if they are facing a new side, for example. So I think out of the current Italian side, uh, about 80% of their squad play only in the Serie A. But yet, when they turn up internationally, they live up to their
To the
billing.
expectation.
They live
Yeah,
up to
yeah,
the hype.
they do.
But
They
in
do that.
Premier
Yes,
League,
yes.
it very rarely happens. So uh, maybe, I mean, do you agree with this point that maybe it's time that, like Sancho has done or Bellingham has done, uh, maybe English players also need to start going abroad and, get that experience. Maybe that would help them.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said that playing in Serie A and La Liga is not all that easy. Maybe the physicality and the level of I mean, Premier League is all about high intensity, physical. But if you watch La Liga games, they're technically they're really good. You as a
Yeah,
footballer, you actually improve your skills, your passing ability, your short passing. Other your overall game improves a lot when you play in La Liga.
yeah,
Premier League is all about physicality and high intensity. You got to be strong enough. But if you want to be a proper footballer, sharpen your skills, and do well and be good technically, then La Liga is a place, and so is Serie A. Defensively they're so well organized, and at times it's so difficult to break down the Italian squad. So yes, you learn a lot. Paul Pogba went to Juventus, and we all know what a player he became. So yes, it's not that Premier League is all about. It's all that you have to be play. We've seen a lot of players shine in La Liga, and legends like Ronaldo, Messi. They played for Spanish sides and do so well. Same with the Serie A. Zinedine Zidane played for Juventus. Del Piero, Buffon got so many good players.
and
Played
so
abroad. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So many good players who played abroad and be a world class players. Kaka is one of them. Yes, I can name a lot. The list goes on and on. A lot of players I can name, but yes, you rightly said English players, if they need to go abroad and have much exposure. You saw Ashley Young play with Serie A, Inter Milan, and Chris Smalling playing with Roma. So yes, there are a couple of English players who playing in the Serie A, and yes, now it's time for young players to go in that league and perform the way Sancho and Bellingham have done and gone to Dortmund. And I think Bellingham. I would love Bellingham to play at Man United, but let me ask you this question: if Jude Bellingham would have joined Man United, would he have started as many games he starts for Dortmund? Maybe he
No,
would have played in the youth team. Maybe
he
once in a while he would have got a run in the subs.
yeah, he would have maybe played in the League Cup at most.
Yeah, League Cup or maybe as a substitute, and you the Ahmad Diallo, such a brilliant player, such a brilliant talent. He's not been given that many opportunities. Forget Diallo and Bellingham. We talk about Donny Van de Beek, a player who's come from the other league, does so well. He's been brilliant with them. Reached semi-final of the Champions League with Ajax. So he's not been given that many chances. So I think Bellingham's made a right decision, and I mean, for his progress to happen, if Bellingham would have joined United, he wouldn't have played for Euros this year with England. This time he's playing Euros with England, he wouldn't have done that. So that's a
Yeah,
difference.
been
And
with the under squad for sure
yeah,
because he
absolutely.
had that exposure. So that hype would have just remained the hype. So this is the thing. So basically, when a player is hyped up so much, he should get the opportunity to at the highest level to show it off, to actually find out if he is really worth it. Now, these guys are getting that chance in Germany while playing for Dortmund, and it's actually pitiful for English football that such young players have to go abroad. But now, at least the newer generation, which I'm saying, they are open-minded enough to actually go abroad,
Hmm.
and it is the same with the managers as well. There's always a debate that we need more English managers, we need more British managers with the Premier League. Whenever someone like Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola were announced, so it's the same thing there. That they have a complex that we are England, we made the game, we are the creators of the game, and we don't need to go abroad. We are the best, and all of that. It just seems to be the case with them in every sport,
Scotland
including cricket.
corner and England clear it out. We're just approaching half time. The scoreline still locked at nil-nil. We haven't seen a goal. So let's see if there's anything can happen in 1 minute plus the added time. Thoughts on McTominay as centre half in this first half that we've seen? He's played a
He's
centre
done
back.
all
Thoughts on
right.
him?
He's
Yeah.
done all right, hasn't he? Like uh, he's cleared the ball a few times. I mean, he has done all right actually. I mean, maybe I mean,
It's
I
half
just hope.
time. There's no added time here, and the first half ends nil-nil. John Stones, the player who came closest to scoring, and unfortunately denied by this side post, and the score is still locked at nil-nil. Second half will begin in the next 15 minutes. Lots of thinking for to do for both the sides. They need to up their game, and uh, still halftime we can see a lot of goals. We did see in the first game of the tournament between Italy and Turkey, the scoreline was nil-nil, but Italy did come back and score 3 goals. So yes, anything can happen in the second half. So hoping for a much better, exciting second half than the first half. And yes,
And
what it
the statistic so far is that a lot of the games have been in at halftime, and only in the second half have the goals actually started to flow. So I think that's the pattern we are going for here.
yes, correct.
All right. So, Devi and guys, I'll be taking your leave for now.
Thank you,
Uh,
Prashant, for coming on the
yeah,
show. It's a
sure.
pleasure to have you.
And we'll be seeing you tomorrow. All right. See ya.
All right,
Bye.
Prashant. Take care. Bye bye.
Take care.
All right, so Prashant is off and he's got his things to do. So yes, the match, but the game, but I'm still here till the game ends and it'll be fun. So let me know in the comment section, guys. What do you think the halftime will have the same, score line, or will we see a better second half? Both the teams improving in tempo, playing fast-paced football. Will we see some goals in second half? So let me know in the comment section, guys. Who do you think was the best player on the pitch in the first half, and who do you think will end up winning this game? So I'm waiting for your comments, guys. Do let me know. And in the meanwhile, let's quickly check if there's any transfer update. By the way, Victor Lindelof again had a brilliant game for Sweden, and someone just said on Twitter, Victor Lindelof becomes Sergio Ramos when he plays for Sweden. Yes, did play a really good game. So again, hoping that he transpires that national form to the club level when we start playing second season. Let me quickly check if there is any update that we have in terms of transfer. We did see hear from a lot of reliable journalists that Man United's bid for 50 million for Rafael Varane was rejected by Real Madrid, and they're expecting someone around 18 million euros. So let's see if there's any truth in that, and we'll get to know in upcoming days whether Rafael Varane will end up staying at Madrid or he does end up joining PSG or Man United. So let's see. Apparently, from what I'm hearing, it's through a French outlet. Its name is Mohamed Bouhafsi. He's accurate at times, then at times he's not all that good. What he's saying is Man United, PSG, Sevilla, and possibly Chelsea are interested in Sergio Ramos. But I think Sergio Ramos has already denied that he's not going back to Sevilla. So it's going to be Man United, PSG, and Chelsea. All the three clubs are interested in Sergio Ramos. Personally, I don't think Ramos is the player that we should go for. No doubting his potential, brilliant centre back, but yes, he's not at his prime now. 36. Not saying that he won't offer as much. Like I said, he's a brilliant centre back, a winner, and he's won everything that has to be won. And he won the World Cup. He's won the Champions League. He's won the La Liga. He's won everything that has to be won as a top international player. But he's not getting younger, and you already got Harry Maguire there. So you need someone like Varane who's fast, who's good in the air, who can track back and match Harry Maguire. If we sign Sergio Ramos, it doesn't match Harry Maguire, and we don't want two similar defenders. So let's see if we end up signing a better centre back, because if Varane's leaving Real Madrid, then I think PSG is one of the destinations that he would like to go because of his French connection. He may want to go to Paris and play. Although PSG are signing some brilliant players, they already have Neymar, Mbappe, signed Wijnaldum. Apparently today, Paul Pogba has been linked to PSG. Nasir Al Khalifi apparently has met Mino Raiola 3 days ago, and the two have talked about Pogba. Yes, I know Man United want crazy money for Pogba. Man, that's really a stupid thing to do, because if he's not willing to sign a contract, the best thing is to sell him and get the money, because you don't want Pogba leaving for free second time, because he done that when he was young, and you don't want that to happen. You already paid 89 million to get him. We don't want him to live for free. So it's best that we end up selling Paul Pogba. With whatever money we get, we invest that money buying a good center defensive midfielder, and try and give Donny van der Beek more of opportunity to play in that midfield pivot. So yes, apart from that, Diego Dalot is looking to go to Milan, and apparently Milan only want him on loan for next season, and United don't want to loan him again, and they want to sell Dalot permanently. So let's see if Milan and United can negotiate and come to a common ground and help the player to complete the move, because Dalot really likes Milan and he wants to stay there. So let's see if that is a possibility, and we'll end up getting another 20 million. Now, Gazzetta dello Sports has said this: Manchester United have joined the race to sign 60 million euro rated Sassuolo midfielder Manuel Locatelli. Intermediaries have pointed at interest from Chelsea, United, Arsenal, and Tottenham. Oh, I think this is just rumors in the air, and I don't think Man United are actually looking for him. Yeah, maybe they might have kept eyes on Locatelli, but I don't think he's a player that Man United are going to sign. And like big people have already said, when the other player is playing on peak of his game, you'll always have top clubs linked to him. Doesn't mean that they're interested in him. They keep an eye on him. If he matches the kind of game that they want to play, if they want to revolve around him, and if he matches their future, and if he's going to be that player who is going to change their style of play and make them better, then yes, of course they will sign him. Otherwise, they will move on, and that's the case with Locatelli as well. brilliant player and can play as a box to box. He's a center defensive midfielder, so can win multiple possessions, can distribute the ball really well, got a brilliant pinpoint passing, can score goals, can do everything as a complete midfielder. He is, and personally, if you ask me if we sign Locatelli, brilliant sign. I'd be so happy that Man United for once have done a deal that no one expected them to do. But again, I find it really difficult to happen, and I only see Locatelli's destination as Juventus. That's the only possible destination that I see for Manuel Locatelli. So that's for links with Locatelli. Now, again, another outlet in Madrid. It's Squarente has said that Rafael Varane will announce the departure from Real Madrid after Euro 2020. So, yeah, we will get to know about Varane's future after the once the Euro ends, and we'll see if he signs the new contract with Madrid now because Ramos has left. Madrid may be able to offer him the contract that he wants. So, yes, will be interesting to see if Varane still wants to stay at Madrid if they give him that money, or is he looking for a different challenge, having won everything that's to win at Madrid? So we'll have to wait on that. But yes, we'll definitely see some, developments after once the Euro finishes, and it's with most of the players, if who are currently in Euro and Copa America, they will not be looking to discuss moves. They want to focus on the international commitments, and once the tournament is done, they will make a decision. So it's not just Varane. We'll see that with a lot of players. Now, talking about the game today, I think Scotland, although England have had more possession, I think Scotland really, really look better. They look more organized, committed, and yes, couple of mistakes they had, but England with the talent that they have, with the team they have, they're not doing really well up to the standards and have been particularly disappointing. A lot of blame goes to Gareth Southgate as well. Starting lineup and the way he approaches the game, his tactics aren't up to the mark, and a lot of people rightly say that Southgate is English Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So yes, that's it. That's the thing about Southgate. He isn't a top class manager. I am not sure what was his credibility. When England hired him, on what basis did they hire him? Because he's not got any experience, any history of managing a top international side or even a decent club that he's got ended up impressing or doing something at that club. So he hasn't got any special experience or to get that job, but somehow he managed to get that job. And I don't think he's all that good. So let's see if that changes and he is able to actually show his managerial skills as the second half goes in and in the next part of the tournament. Now, Jadon Sancho situation says the same. There's no, developments. You will see different accounts on Twitter, the blue tick accounts, posting the same thing, writing in a different way. So nothing changes. The price for Dortmund stay the same. Man United looking to match that price in terms of add-ons and bonuses. So let's see if Dortmund can come to a common ground with United. I think that is not just about add-ons and bonuses. It's also about the part payment. Man United want to make the payment in 5 installments, and the Dortmund want to get the payment completed in 3 or 4 installments. So I hope that gets sorted because from what I'm hearing is that the situation is different than it was last year. It is much better, and last year Dortmund were adamant and they were not budging on the price. This year they are listening to offers. They have a gentleman's agreement with Sancho, and if the right bid arrives and if there is the money is promised to them, if there are achievable add-ons, they will accept Man United's bid. So from what I feel, if you ask me, I think it's just a matter of time. It's not if, it's when the deal will be done. So yes, it can be done tomorrow. It can be done by the end of this month. It can even drag on till July. But yes, whatever it is, it will be done before 23rd of July because that's the deadline for Borussia Dortmund to sell Jadon Sancho. And the gentleman agreement says that if a club comes with a bid of 95 million euros before the July 23rd, he's okay to go and they're okay to sell it. So let's see how difficult Man United make it for themselves. But yes, a lot of players linked with United, and as I have been saying in the past as well, I've just spoke to Prashant Ole in the video, and I read a beautiful article from Duncan Castles. He rightly said that Man United are trying to politicize the transfer window. They are trying to get more hype out of it, and we may even not end up seeing the play that we want to see at Man United. So yes, let's see if actually what the Glazers have promised us, or it's just that they're in the process of calming down the storm, because it's all about how you market the signing, how you present it to the world, and you want to keep the players and the fans and everyone uh, reading the news, and selling the rumors to them, and I do feel that most of the rumors that are created do come from inside the club. I have all I am of that belief, although I may be wrong. Manchester News, the Athletic, they are the people who have links to the club, and if the club wants to put something out, then they send it out through these two outlets. I may be wrong, but from what I've seen in the past and what I've noticed, I do see that these are the two outlets that the get a lot of information from inside the club. So yes, it basically says Glazers play politics with Manchester United transfer strategy. It's a brilliant podcast. If you want, you can go on the Twitter account and go on his Twitter account and watch it, Duncan Castles, or you can even watch his YouTube video through the podcast video. So yes, you can do that as well. But it's really brilliantly said, and it's well said, and I completely agree with him. Duncan Castles, although you couldn't say the tier A journalist, but he's been right at times, and at times he's been wrong as well. So let's see if it's uh, actually Dortmund. Actually, they want to, I'm talking about Dortmund. Man United actually do want to sign the players, or it's all about selling the plan but not actually buying the players. The game is about to begin now. Scoreline still deadlocked at nil-nil. Let's see if there are any changes, and let if we can see a better performance from England in the second half. It's been disappointing from what I've seen, and though they did come close, but that's from a corner, not from an open play. They need to do pretty well from open play situation. The second half is all about improving. Let's see if England can turn up the heat and change the intensity of game, or will Scotland produce a major setback. So let's hope and wait on that. England players are out there along with the Scotland players. I'm waiting for the game to start. No changes from either sides, and it's going to be the same team. Let's see. Gareth Southgate out there on the touchline. England will start the second half. Interesting to see how early does he make changes. I'm sure we will see Marcus Rashford at some point in time, and we will also see Jack Grealish. But the question is when, how early? I mean, will that be too late, or will he make changes like after an hour time? So we'll wait on that. The second half has begun. The throw for Scotland. See Jack Grealish there. He's not yet starting to warm up, so sitting along with Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho. So, throw in by Robertson there. England win the ball and try to attack now. It's a beautiful long ball, but Scotland deal with it comfortably. Ryan Sterling on the left hand side gives it back to Shaw. It's a nice cross, and Scotland have dealt with it, and goes out. The ball goes out for a corner. It's a brilliant run actually from Luke Shaw. Nicely done. Nice idea to cross to Harry Kane, but Scotland defenders aware of the possession, and the ball goes out for a corner. So corner, nicely done, and it's cleared by Scottish players. So they won the ball. Now Scotland looking to attack, but England defenders are there to make sure that there's no England keeping the ball and slowly passing it between themselves. AB says, I feel Kane will score. Yeah, he had a brilliant opportunity to score in the first half. Header went wide, and we do want Kane to score goals. He hasn't got off the mark in this tournament yet. So, yes, expecting Harry Kane to score. We all know how dangerous this is. I think, along with Robert Lewandowski, he's a top striker in the world. Here come England to Raheem Sterling. Nicely done, Harry Kane. Raheem Sterling and Scotland defenders make no mistake in clearing the line. Here England again. Mason Mount. Nicely taken shot and denied there by the goalkeeper for another Scottish corner. Nicely taken shot and it was straight at the goalkeeper and denied there. There's the England corner. And Foden heads it over the bar. That'll be a goal kick for England. It's a nice shot by Mason Mount and goalkeeper Marshall was up to it and was not going to let that pass in. It's an easy save, but yet you do have to make it. Scotland goal kick. England have begun second half really well. They've got to play better. They've got to attack more and more. There's Luke Shaw from the left hand side. Nice idea by Mount, but not able to give it to Kane, and it's again a goal kick for Scotland. England got to do better with the ball. They need to stop doing stupid things. They need to keep the ball with themselves, slowly get into the box and use Sterling and Foden space, to hit along with the play, the skills as well, to break down Scottish defense. Scotland have done brilliantly in the second half, as good they were in the first half as well. So yes, it will not be easy for England to score, to break down the Scottish defense, but yes, they got to do well. Scotland did really play well against in the first game against Czech Republic, but then uh, they ended up losing that game. And here comes Scotland through McTominay. Nice exchange of passes, trying to put Che Adams through, but England deal with it, and it's a throw in for Scotland again. Mings was the one to clear the ball. Tyrone Mings plays for Aston Villa. AB says Grealish may come soon. I do want him to come. What a player is. I think Mason Mount hasn't had the best of the game, so I think he will replace. The advantage of having Jack Grealish is he can play anywhere across the wings, on either side of the wings, and he can also play as a number 10, and he can do equally well, playing in different positions. So that's the advantage you have when you play Jack Grealish. Scotland trying to keep the ball. Nicely done there. Nice ball. Robertson goes forward. It's a nice cross, and Tyrone Mings is there to deal with it. Declan Rice clears the ball. Harry Kane unable to control it. England pressing and pressing. They want to break the Scottish resistance, but Scotland are organized really well and they look much controlled. And here they come again. McTominay. Nice idea there, but not able. And England have possession again. Coming from the left hand side with Rice. Nice ball on the right hand side to Reece James. Here comes Calvin Phillips to Reece James. Foden to Reece James, Declan Rice. His Mings on the left hand side. He gives it to Raheem Sterling, who tries to cut in. Gives it to Reece James. He scored goal from that position before for Chelsea. Foden crosses it in, but the Scottish defenders deal with it. Ball's back with England, and England now slowly and steadily trying to increase the tempo of the game. They've got the possession with them. Scotland have all the men in their half defending, trying to make sure England don't get anything out of this attack. And England go back to the goalkeeper Pickford. But you got to admire the way Scotland are defending and not giving any inch. And when the opportunity is presented, they're not shy to attack and break down England's defense. Here's Calvin Phillips to Tyrone Mings. Gives it back to Shaw. England have got to improve the pace of this game. They're very slow, taking too many extra touches, allowing Scotland that much time to organize themselves. I've always said in football you've got to move the ball quickly. The quicker you move the ball, more difficult it becomes the opposition for to defend. AB says Rashford out, Sterling out, Rashford in. But yes, that's what we all feel. But it's not important what we feel. What Southgate feels is important because that's what is going to happen. And I do hope that what AB says does happen because Rashford is the man who may not be good with his final ball and decision making, but he's a player who, when on the pitch, can make things happen. He just needs one moment, and he will make things happen. So, yes, let's see if we can see Marcus Rashford in the second half. Meanwhile, Mason Mount giving it to Phil Foden on the right hand side, who cuts it in. Nicely done. Gives it to Calvin Phillips, to Luke Shaw, Harry Kane. Nice cross. Here's Reece James. Nicely taken shot, just over the bar. It's good to see England attack and take a shot at goal. They have to do better, and they need more attacks if they want to score a goal. But yes, some intent at last. And Reece James has got the ability to score from that point. We all saw what he did towards the end of the season. A stunner that he scored. Brilliant goal. And said again, he's a brilliant player who can play the right back and as the right centre back as well in the 5-3-2 formation. But you've got to give credit to Scotland the way they played this game. And it's not just that sat back and defended. And when there is an opportunity, they don't fear England. They are ready to attack and score a goal. Nicely done there. Brilliantly done there. I think it was Che Adams. Gilmore distributing the ball on the right hand side. And the ball's back to the Scottish goalkeeper, Marshall, who takes a goal kick. McDonald gives it on the right hand side. Nicely, has a bit of skill. And here comes Scotland. Brilliantly done. Robertson on the left hand side, but he chose us to score. And Che Adams takes a shot, but somehow he's not got the room. And England come away. Here's England looking for a counter attack. Nice opportunity for England, but they mess it up, and I think that's a free kick. Harry Kane was charging with the ball, and I think there was a free kick there. But yes, talking about the Scottish chance, that was a really, really good opportunity. Should have given the ball out to a wide player. Robertson, I think, was charging on the left hand side. He would have had a brilliant chance. AB says Phillips out, Grealish in. Yeah, interesting one. Let's see if that happens. I think if you remove Phillips, I think you got to have either Jordan Henderson or Jude Bellingham, more of a box-to-box player. But yes, not a bad idea of having a more attacking player because Declan Rice can hold on his own. Man playing as a defensive midfielder, you don't need another center defensive midfielder. You don't need two center defensive midfielders. You've got to have an attacker or a box-to-box midfielder. Grealish is warming up. It will be interesting to see him, a player that can make a difference. My favorite player, I love that player, and I hope that Man United could have signed him. But yes, he's now valued around 100 million by Aston Villa. So wherever he goes, he's going to be a great player. He's got a brilliant future, and a complete player who can do everything. Who can play on either side of the wings, can play as a number 10, can dribble past players, can pick a pass and distribute, can score goals, can take free kicks, corner kicks. So he's got everything in him, and in fact, I've always said he's got that glamour about himself. Like David Beckham had. Not a similar player as David Beckham, but yes, he's got that glamour about him as well, just as David Beckham has had. Almost half an hour into the game, the score still locked at 0-0. England trying to score. Raheem Sterling runs with the ball, but again not able to control it. But Foden keeps the ball with him. Luke Shaw. Nice cross in. Foden trying to connect, but England have the possession back. Reece James. Here's Harry Kane. That's nicely done. That's a brilliant shot, but Scottish defenders are out to protect. And they win the ball. Here they come for the counter attack. Nicely done there, but England are organized defensively and managed to keep the ball. Scoreline still 0-0. Raheem Sterling to Mason Mount. Declan Rice, who's linked to Man City, Chelsea, and Man United. Apparently, West Ham won 90 million for Declan Rice. That's a huge money. Here's Foden from the right hand side. There are two defenders. Gives it back to Reece James. England will have to try to increase the tempo of the game. It's nicely done there. But Scotland defend and the ball goes out for a corner. Mount will take the corner. Grealish is getting ready. We are about to see one of the best English players. It'll be a delight to watch him, trust me. Here's Mount with a corner. It's a nicely taken corner, but England somehow not able to get ahead to it. And now Scotland looking to attack. Nice ball there. It's a nice idea. O'Donnell. But England are aware of the Scottish threat, and Pickford comes out and kicks the ball. And Raheem Sterling. That's nicely done. Sterling. Yes, Sterling. Gives it to Foden. But again, McTominay is there. And here they come. Scoreline still stuck at 0-0. There's Robertson for Scotland. Gilmore. And McTominay. Nicely done there. John McGinn controlling the ball. Gives it to O'Donnell on the right hand side. Look, nice cross there. And somehow Mings gets in head to it and clears it for a Scottish corner. Scotland trying to put pressure on England. That's nice play there. So nice cross there for McDonald. And Mings was there to deal with the danger. Scotland will take the corner. It will be most probably Andy Robertson who will take that corner. The thing that I like about Scotland is the way they approach the game. They know they are the minnows. England's got a better team than them, but they're not afraid to face them, and they are matching. Although England has had a better possession, but Scotland no. Nice shotly taken. Oh, it's a brilliant clear goal line clearance that almost went in. That was a brilliant goal line clearance. Let me see who was it. That was a brilliant goal and clearance. And the ball goes back to the Scottish goalkeeper Marshall. Wow, Scotland almost scored there. Don't know who was it. Was it Mings again? But we will see the replay. But I think it was Reece James. Brilliant head, brilliant shot. And yes, it was Reece James. The ball was headed towards the goal. Dykes would have got the goal if it was not for Reece James. Brilliant there, brilliant, absolutely. AB says Reece James. Yes, absolutely, Reece James. What a player has been. And Phil Foden is going to come out. He'll be replaced by Jack Grealish, who will play. I mean, let's see how it works out. I mean, does Grealish stay play on the right hand side, or will Sterling switch wings and go on the right hand side, and Grealish will play on the left hand side? We have to wait and see on that. But it'll be interesting if Grealish plays on the left hand side along with Luke Shaw. And here comes Scotland here. John McGinn. Two players marking him, and still stuck at 0-0. Scotland will get a corner there. AB says Grealish, come on, yes, absolutely, come on. I was waiting for this moment, waiting to see Jack Grealish come out and have some game time. The world gets to see the player he is. What a brilliant player he is, and it's going to be a treat watching him for the next half an hour. Let's see if he does his best and gives his best performance. Scotland corner there, and Pickford deals with it. England will go get a throw in there. Pickford has been brilliant for this night, and he's been on his top form, not letting any surprises happen, and he's aware of the danger. At times during corners, he's come out and punch the ball, and so he's not fearful and brave enough to do that. Yes, he's confident enough, and I think he's had a really good night today. Almost 35 minutes to go in the game. Not 35, I'm sorry, 25 minutes to go in the game. And England have the possession with them. The thing about England suffer that they don't have a creative player. I mean, Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips are really, really good players, but neither of them are, the creative ones. You need someone like a box-to-box player. You could have either started with Jude Bellingham or Jordan Henderson, who provide much more creativity than these two players. But why would you play two defensive midfielders? You don't need to do that. Both of them are so brilliant that they can hold on their own. It's nicely done. Grealish here. English corner there. Mount will take it. England fans cheering every move of the team. They don't want to lose this game. They want to come out on top with 3 points. It's a big, big game for them. Let's see. It's a nice corner there. And Scotland clear it out with ease, but cannot keep the possession away from England. England have under 25 minutes to score a goal if they want to win this game, and they also got to make sure that they don't end up conceding a goal. So yes, Scotland have so far been really great. They have dealt with all the threat that's been thrown at them by the English team, and I think it's a free kick for England here. Foul on Jack Grealish by Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay has really done well in his new role as a centre back. Never expected him to play there. Played most of his career as a midfielder for Man United and also for Scotland. Something of a new challenge for him, but he's done pretty okay. He's been brave. He's not shy to put in a tackle. AB says a 1-0 Kane will score, I feel. I do hope he does that because we all want Harry Kane to score goals. So here's a free kick, and I think it's Reece James. Here's Sterling from the right hand side. A nice ball from Declan Rice, but couldn't control the ball. Harry Kane was. And England go back to Pickford, who will take the ball again, drive from the back. There's Luke Shaw. It's a nice long ball, brilliant ball to Harry Kane. Nicely done, and somehow Scotland deal with it. It was a brilliant ball from Luke Shaw. What an idea from Luke Shaw there. Here he comes again. And Scotland again deal with it, but the possession is still with England. Free kick for England here. And just over 20 minutes to go plus the added time. England have got to show some urgency here in the attack. Here is Grealish from the left hand side. Here he is again, and Scotland win the ball fair and square. I really like the way Scotland have handled this game. England have tried to attack and uh, press and move forward, but Scotland have been calm, composed. They haven't panicked at all. They've dealt with it, calmly, and they've come out strong defensively. Tierney, Scott McTominay have both of them have done really well, along with Hanley. So yes, credit goes to them as well. But you've got to score a goal. I don't want this game to end as nil-nil. Either of the team has to score a goal. And here comes Scotland to John McGinn. Gives it on the left hand side to Andy Robertson. Tierney. Scotland keeping the possession with themselves. Robertson. Tierney again. Gilmore. The McTominay to McGregor. Nice ball there, but England are pretty composed and they handle it really well. 70 minutes have passed and we still haven't got a goal in this game. Both the teams have come very, very close to scoring. England were denied by the crossbar and Scotland were denied by Reece James at the goal line clearance. Here's McTominay. John McGinn back to McTominay. Gilmore. Nicely done there. Che Adams changing passes there. Here's Gilmore. Nice ball there. Kieran Tierney coming out and helping out his teammate there. Here's Robertson. Denied room by Sterling and was not able to run from the left hand side. And Scotland have to go back here, keep the possession with themselves. England struggle to get the possession. They want to attack. Here's Sterling. Reece James. Calvin Phillips. Here's Rice. That's nicely done. Harry Kane. Brilliantly done. Raheem Sterling. Is he offside? Yes, he is. Just went ahead a couple of minutes quickly. Just offside. Just offside. England have to make more changes. They've got to get Rashford or Sancho there. Not working for them. Like Marcus Rashford is going to come in. Let's see if we can make a difference. We all know how good Rashford is on his day. There's a goal kick from Scotland there. Well done by Luke Shaw there on the left hand side. And it's a foul by Scotland on Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish was apparently the most fouled player last year, and here is Kane now. Switches the wing, gives it to Reece James on the right hand side. Look at the Scottish players behind there. Here's Rice to Luke Shaw. Here's Grealish. Nicely done there. Grealish gets the ball back, trying to get past the Scottish defender. Nicely done there. Brilliant done. Luke Shaw and just wide. That was a brilliant English play there. Brilliant run from Luke Shaw from the left hand side. Combination of Grealish, Mount, and Luke Shaw. And Luke Shaw came so close to scoring that goal. What a brilliant bit of play. What a ball from Mason Mount. And Luke Shaw wide there. Not able to control the shot and did go wide. And Harry Kane is off here. He will be replaced by Marcus Rashford, who will play the number 9. It's an interesting move to take out Harry Kane. So you always want your best player to be there. That's David Beckham there. Surprise subs. Yes, absolutely. Even I'm surprised, removing Harry Kane. I thought Sterling should have gone and Rashford should have come in. But Rashford did come in, but not for Sterling, but for Kane. I thought Sterling should have. Yes, exactly. That's what I also thought. But I don't know. Nobody knows what Southgate thinks. His decision making is surprising, and that's why England are suffering so much. I thought they got away in that first game, one goal, and Croatia particularly didn't play well, and that's why England got away with that. But it's not going to happen this time. Scotland are determined, they're passionate. That's the great man, the legend himself, Sir Alex Ferguson, watching there. He's supporting. I'm sure he's supporting the Scottish national side. He is Scottish himself, but yes, nice to see him. And a strange move for Jordan Pickford, but deals with it, and it's a goal kick. Southgate needs to open the gate of his mind, says AB. That's why England are not winning this tournament. They have such brilliant players in the squad. Absolute, a squad filled with so many talents. But then, yes, they don't have a good manager. And I've always said, why, on what basis have they given Gareth Southgate the manager job? He doesn't have any previous experience. He's not good enough. And we also how he bottled the World Cup semi-finals, and after going 1-0 up and giving those 2 goals. Billy Gilmore is coming off for Stuart Armstrong. That's again an attacking move. Armstrong is more centre forward. They've compromised the midfield for centre forward. So Scotland are not backing down. They don't want to stay back and defend. They are looking to score. So yes, Janice Tibor Alfeshe says, "Go eat biryani." Sure, bro. If you want to come, you can also share the biryani with me. No problem. Here's Reece James on the right hand side to Calvin Phillips. And starting from the back. AB says, England, one of my favorite teams, but they are like RCB of IPL winners on paper, but struggle on the real. Yeah, that's been the case with the England team for a very, very long time. So back in 2006, 2010, they had such brilliant team. The likes of Gerrard, Lampard, Wayne Rooney, Rio Ferdinand, John Terry. What a brilliant team they had. a team that would be so strong on paper but unable to produce that kind of performance on the pitch. And they, I've said before as well, international tournaments they struggle really. And the Scotland attack, but England deal with it. Scotland with the ball again. Yes, Kieran Tierney. Robertson with a cross, and England deal with it, but a shot by Che Adams goes wide. Under 13 minutes to go, plus injury time. There's Luke Shaw. Nice pass there. Reece James. Raheem Sterling. Scotland have built a wall in that box. Very difficult for Raheem Sterling to go past them. And loses, looking for a penalty, but referee says no. AB says biryani, it's too late. I don't mind one parcel tomorrow for I think VR may have a look at it. He didn't win the ball, but I think that's what the flow. So it will be very difficult to give that. And yes, rightly not given. It's a goal kick for Scotland. Marshall will take the goal kick. England have under 12 minutes left plus added time to get 3 points out of this game. Scotland again, like I said, they've got to be admired for the way they've played this game. There's McTominay, McGregor. Here's Robertson from the left hand side. Nicely done there. Brilliant. A nice cross there, and Pickford gathers it for a goal kick. It's a foul there. There's Reece James on the right hand side, and nice ball there to Marcus Rashford. It's onside, keeps the ball, and goal kick to Scotland there. Scotland clear the ball. Nice header. Rashford takes it, but Scotland deal with it. Nicely done there. Here comes Scotland from the left hand side. Armstrong, Che Adams, McGregor, John McGinn takes a shot, deflects an England player, and Scotland have won a corner. Scotland corner. Let's see if Scotland can goal. If Scotland do get a goal at this time, the 82nd minute is going to be very difficult for England to come back. Here's the Scottish corner, and dealt with it. And England have won the ball, given back to Pickford, who takes a goal kick. And here come England again from the right hand side. Reece James to Calvin Phillips. Nice long ball to Luke Shaw. Controls it for Mason Mount. Here's Reece James. Declan Rice. Calvin Phillips. Again Declan Rice here. And England give away the ball. Sterling's been poor for the entire game. He's not had a good game. Like I said, he was not good against Croatia as well. He somehow got a goal because it was just a tap in that he had to take, which I think anyone could have scored. Sterling's not been up to his game, and he shouldn't have started today. But Gareth Southgate is a very adamant man. He wants he has few of his favorite players that he always starts, and the same thing with Sterling. Here comes Scotland from the right hand side. Nice long ball to Kieran Tierney. Brought down by Armstrong to Tierney to Robertson. McGregor. O'Donnell. Nice long ball. Trying to put it across John McGinn, but England clear it out. And England are really struggling to keep the ball. Scotland are dominating the position in the last 10 minutes. Not given any room to the English side to break through or have any kind of possession. It's a really sad game for England. They've not had any chances, any clear-cut chances. They did go very close through John Stones' header, but they did create a lot of opportunities, but they haven't had a clear-cut chance, and got to blame Southgate's tactics as well as changes that he's made. That's a foul, I think. Just under 6 minutes to go, plus added time. We don't know how much that will be, but it is very surprising how is Sterling still on the pitch. He's had such a bad game. No, one of those days, where nothing's going right for him, and you can't blame him. He's trying his best, but it's on the manager. I'm not changing things up. Apparently, I thought Harry Kane should have been there on the pitch, and Sterling should have come out for either Rashford or Sancho. But Southgate doesn't feel that way, and which is very important. That what Southgate thinks is what is going to apply on the field. And now, under 5 minutes left plus added time, Shea Adams is coming out for Innsbruck. Southgate's going to receive a lot of criticism for this game today. He's going to be criticized a lot. Playing a negative brand of football, starting with two defensive midfielders. The changes were shocking. Taking off Kane, another shocker. Here the Scottish free kick, and Jordan Pickford deals with it, gathers the ball. 86th minute on. There's Calvin Phillips to Luke Shaw. Tyrone Mings. England got to move the ball forward. They've got to keep the ball moving. There's Raheem Sterling, Declan Rice, to Reece James. Scotland have built a wall around the England box. It'll be very difficult for England to penetrate. They've only got under 4 minutes plus whatever is the added time. Grealish fouled here. The yellow card. For O'Donnell it is. And Pickford will take that free kick. I think that free kick will go straight into the box. Will look for an English head to meet it and score a goal. Nice free kick, but Scotland are there to deal with. And it's a throw in for England, which I think they will take it very quickly. England fans are upset. They're worried. Here's Mings to Luke Shaw. Need to put the ball forward here. Nice idea, but Scottish defenders deal with it. It's a foul there. Luke Shaw sums up all the frustration that England have had this game. Scotland have got to be given the credit. They played really well. John McGinn, Scott McTominay, Kieran Tierney, Robertson, O'Donnell, McGregor, they've all been brilliant today. They've all stuck to the job and the crowd is getting behind them. They want a Scottish goal. Imagine Scotland scoring that goal. And I think that will be a foul there. There's Jordan Pickford with a long goal kick. To be honest, if you ask me, England will go out of this group. Not out means what I mean to say is they will go into the next round of the knockout stage. That shouldn't be difficult for them. But if for once England fans feel that it's coming home, dude, it's long way from coming home. It's going to be very very difficult if they continue to play this way. Southgate's got to improve his tactics. He's got to do better because it is definitely not coming home if they're going to play this brand of football. Like I said, they will get out of this group stage comfortably. They will go to the next round, but they have got to improve the levels of the four game. Southgate's tactics, his team selection has to be better than this. And no, and still I'm surprised. Raheem Sterling is there on the pitch. No, here come England through Raheem Sterling. As Rashford gives it back to Declan Rice. Reece James. Here's Luke Shaw. Jack Grealish. Nicely done, but England are done so well there to keep the ball. But they win here. Declan Rice, Raheem Sterling, and England do their scores. There's a rush to the penalty box, and Scotland clear the line. And how close did England come there? Declan Rice was it? Yes, it was. It was Declan Rice who came so close to scoring that goal. And what a brilliant piece of defending by Scotland. Somehow they managed to keep it outside. And from what I see, it's just 2 minutes of added time. Oh, that was so close. I thought Raheem Sterling should have buried that one, and somehow Scotland managed to keep it out, and John McGinn at the end clears it. But I think this now will be a last chance for England. They've got anything left to do from this match. Scottish free kick, in fact. So it's going to be very difficult to get another opportunity. And it's England throw in. Here come England. Nicely done. Luke Shaw. Here's Grealish. Can he produce that moment? Nicely done there. Rashford gives it to Shaw. Grealish to Rashford. Under 10 seconds left now. Here's Grealish. Here's Jack Grealish. And Scotland clear the ball. Will that be the end of the match? Yes, it is the end of the match. England nil, Scotland nil. England unable to break down Scotland's resistance. Well played, Scotland. What a brilliant game that they had. It's a moral victory for them. And all the credit goes to them for how hard they've worked, the way they played. The defending has been up to the mark, and they've not just defended. Whenever there has been opportunity, they've gone forward and attacked. But yes, England has been very poor, very poor throughout the game. They have not played up to the standards. The player that they haven't played that well. Plus, managers got to equally share the blame. His tactics have to be questioned. Also, his team selection was not up to the mark. The substitutes that he made were also not all that good. But yes, nothing to take away from Scotland. What a brilliant performance for them. England do get a point, and 4 points into this group, so they are still on the top of this group. And next match they will be playing Czech Republic. So yes, it is going to be an interesting one. Personally, I feel England will get through this group, but if they have to, go through the next round and play well in the next round, and if the fans are expecting their team, to get the trophy, it's coming home. The level has to be much better. Apparently, Czech Republic are on the top, not England. I think it's on goal difference. Czech Republic have a better goal difference. It's 2 goal difference, and England have 1 goal difference. The number of points are equal, 4 points for both the teams, and they both will meet next in this group. Scotland and Croatia tied on 1 point, and they will play each other in the last round of this group. So, guys, thank you very much, whoever were on this show, commenting and sharing their opinion. Thank you, guys, for watching this show on Facebook as well as YouTube. Who were present. We will be there tomorrow for the big game between Portugal and Germany. So stay tuned and do make sure to subscribe to our channel, bottom right hand corner. Don't forget to turn on the bell notification icon. There's a bell icon. Please click on that and click on turn on notifications, because whenever we go live, you will receive a notification and it's easy for you to watch the video. Thank you, guys, once again. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.